started with the first group I had, that was about 65, then we cut a couple records. I moved up to Los Angeles, started working in the Watts area with George Harmonica Smith, who had been with Muddy Waters twice already. And through him, working in all them little corners, I began to be in groups with Pee Wee Creighton and T-Bone Walker and Joe Turner and Big Mama Thornton. I went on the road with her when I was 18. So it was like all this blues royalty had lived in L.A. and when I moved up there, I was just a kid coming up, and it was, you know, my pleasure to be able to work with all them people. To me, the blues music was just something that was deeper, and it seemed like it moved me deeper, and the cats that was playing it, they moved me. And when I've seen other music, you know, it seemed like it was derived from the blues. The blues was the core of it. And I didn't see really no sense in taking, you know, half steps. So that's just what moved me. I don't think I really chose it. I think it chose me. You know. When I first started playing in the Los Angeles Watts area, it was a little tough. You know, a lot of cats that were regulars, they didn't accept me. And George Smith kind of smoothed it over for me. He said, give the cat a chance, you know, just give him a chance, let him do his thing. And then it went on from there, and after about 6 months, you know, those same guys would come in and they'd holler at George, get off the stage, George, get Rod up there. You know, I was kind of a novelty thing, and I mean, you know, I was just coming up, and when you're young, you don't really appreciate everything that's going on. You think it's just a day-to-day type goings on, but now when I look back on it, you know, it was a college education in the blues that you couldn't buy. I just happened to be there at that time, and these cats were still alive and still playing, and we just hit it off. I just like people to remember my music as a cat who was an extension of what he loved and brought a lot of people into this whole thing that was generated before I came along. I just like to know that I hipped a lot of people to what the stuff was really about.
Yeah, it was Friday the night. I went to the Fillmore Auditorium in San Francisco, and I was 15 years old, and I went to see Jefferson Airplane and Grateful Dead, and opening was Howlin' Wolf. And then also Albert King was on this show, but they had them opening for these San Francisco bands. And I sat there and watched them play, and I looked over at my friend, I go, why are these guys opening for the other bands? I said, what is that? What is that music? You know, so we started, all of us, because I was hanging with musicians, and we all started digging into the old records, and we discovered it. I mean, I could have been a man in the blues, but I just happened to be a woman, and it actually made me play better, because I had to prove myself over and over and over again. You know, all the musicians at the start, it's just like, oh, no. Or I'd come on stage, I could hear the people, they'd come up and they go, oh, are you the singer? No, I'm a piano player. So I really did have to prove myself extra hard, and so that made me work harder, I think, than most guys have to work to really prove myself. And finally, when I got over the hump, there did come a day after about, I would say, 16 years, when I didn't have to come on stage and just give 300% and prove myself in the first 15, 20 minutes, when actually people knew who I was. And then I could start kind of relaxing with it, but still I'm driven and obsessed, and I'm competitive.
We hope you've enjoyed this evening's program. To learn more about the blues, visit us online